Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of Cozy Man Sky. I am Wilhelm III, and we are picking up right where we left off with this freaking fishing. Hopefully, our helmet hermit crab will have given me a little bit of extra luck because we only need one more frozen fish world fish. We've got 4. The objective is for 5. We're going to see if we can pop a hypnotic octopus on here and get any luck. My theory so far has been that live bait, even though it says it's not as good at, rarity percentage, it actually tends to get us more. But the other thing I'm noticing is we tend to get a few early on, and then it starts giving us a bunch of duds after that. So I got about 5 duds in a row and then decided to go and pet our helmet hermit crab to sort of reset the RNG. So we'll see. Maybe I'll get lucky on this one. Come on, be the last one I need. Pond skipper. Okay, that's fine. The first one isn't a guarantee. I can't do the moon turtle, but let's put the pond skipper on here. Come on, baby. Come on. There you are, beep boop. Scare over a good one. Last time you were over there, you scared over the right kind of fish. Get him over here on my hook. Here we go. Come on, please. Yes, the brine skipper. Oh, we got the last one that we needed, finally. Of course, it only took like 2 more tries after the end of the last episode, but hey, we got it done. And we unlock a supreme thermal protection upgrade. Nice. What kind is it? Oh, fire protection. Sweet. If we're going on to some fire worlds, I think we still need to take a picture on a fire world, so that will actually be very apropos. Let's release the moon turtle, because I love turtles. I can't freaking kill a turtle. Now, with that one ticked off, we've been having pretty good luck with these player bases and stuff, so I think I'm just going to zip around and see if there's any other interesting ones that we can showcase. At the very least on this volcanic world, oh, wait a second. There's one that's got oxygen and copper. I was headed towards the volcanic planet so we could at least take a picture over there, but let's check this out on the way. Man, these rendezvous systems are just full of bases and stuff. We won't have time to go to them all, but I'll show off a couple. This guy looks like he's been building a bunch of refiners. Yeah, there's one over there. How many do we got in here? We might have a whole lot of free resources. We got oxygen, says only 500 though. The copper one, also 250. So what are these, like low capacity? No, they're just like nearly empty. So somebody else has come by here and emptied these out pretty recently. I'll go ahead and grab the 500 out of this one, might as well. And then we'll use their teleporter to see if there's anything else around here that we could check out. There were some other bases nearby. Before we take off though, just a special thanks to Time Anomaly 25 for an awesome little base. We'll go ahead and pay our tribute into your reactor. It's nearly full anyway, but I'll top you off. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, fellow travelers. You made some amazing bases, man. I really appreciate it. Some chart won its base. Okay, let's go. I was on my way to a scorched planet, and I found myself on another frozen planet. Where's your gardens? Okay, we got a refiner I can't use. See, this is one reason why you don't use the terrain leveler if you want other people to be able to use your bases anyway. Because the terrain comes back and it sort of clogs them up. You can't really get around inside there. This is just in a massive power complex. What are you using all this power for? Where are your refiners? Let me see. Ooh, we got curious deposits over there. Well, we might as well make our way that direction. Wait a second. There was a pipe. We follow the pipe first. Okay. So he's got all this power coming out to, yes, looks like we found our supply depot reward that I've been looking for this whole time. See, if you do the right thing, I was putting in even though it was only a little bit of oxygen, you got to pay that tithe. And look, I got 3,500 oxygen back for my good deed. If that doesn't teach you to be a good person, I don't know what will. Now I'm going to come down here and get my reward of some curious deposits as well. Holy crap! Look at this. This is a whole nother base. And he's got a little like funnel thing built for all these curious deposits to roll down this hill. Now I can just stand down here and sort of pop them as they roll down towards me, which is the more efficient way. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Okay. Let's see, maybe I get over here on the side and we just zap them like this and let them all roll down there. That's why this was created this way. Holy crap, how many are here? Somebody else count these. This is insane. I have a couple of curious deposits that I've found back on our home world in our main save and then like on a neighboring planet as well. And I thought I had it made with that. But this is really crazy. Oh crap, I didn't mean to break it. Did I get less for that? That was a screw up. I was just wanting to use this so that we're getting the maximum amount from it. I don't know if the upgrades that increase efficiency increase the amount of mold you get from these, but that would make sense to me, and it makes sense to just use it anyway if I've got it in my pocket. I'm still going. How many more are there? If you have been counting, please put the number in the comments. When I'm editing, I'll double check. And if anybody guesses correctly, you know, I'll say thank you for the engagement. Woodcott 3, you are amazing. We'll go ahead and happily fill up your reactor. That was really incredible. If you found this base like immediately after starting and you didn't do the sort of meta that I did, bringing in a whole bunch of mold with you, this would be an absolute game changer. Let's go ahead and call in our ship. We got 25,000 mold from that, guys. That's nearly 5,000 nanites that you can use for unlocking your ship or your staff when you get in here. Amazing. Yeah, they've got some pods at least. Is it worth picking a fight? If they've got anything that we actually want, we might have to go ahead and go back to our pirate ways. Why isn't it telling me what's inside? Oh, this one's got frigate fuel. Okay, that's worth it. We need frigate fuel. We'll just pop a few of these, ignore the sentinels for now, and see in my sentinel ship, I can actually just outrun them. They're literally no issue for us at all. We'll just put all our energy into thrusters. If you don't know, over on the bottom right there, you can actually toggle your power circuits. So it's either balanced or weapons or maneuverability. So we've got ours on maneuverability, and in about a few seconds, there we go. We've made enough distance from the sentinels. They can't even keep up. I love you, Phoenix. Now we're back on track, going to this scorched planet that I was trying to get to like 45 minutes ago. Hopefully I can make it there this time. We're almost there, and there's a few save beacons which might be worth checking out. When they change the color like that, it usually means something's good. Oh, wait a second. Of course, No Man's Sky is going to put a distraction in front of me. We really need to get some more frigates so that we can send out all of our missions, because that's still the time-locked thing I need to do, is send these out.
Friend, fleets bring much happiness, yes, much joy from the glory of trade and battle.
So just another support specialist. We really don't need another support specialist. There has to be some specific ones here. What is this guy? Looks like trade, maybe?
Hello, friend. Your fleet needs new friends, yes? Our starship would be a joyful addition to your fleet.
Yeah, trade specialist, and they have onboard creature habitat. For sure, I love pets. We got to get them in our fleet. I told you I don't want to talk to you anymore. Quit hailing me. All right, let's go over to this other group and see what they've got on offer. Looks like we definitely have a trade vessel up top. These other ones could be industrial combat. It's harder to tell. Ah, crap.
Hello, friend. You are looking for new ships, yes? My starship is a fine one.
Well, I didn't mean to hail you, but a combat specialist is exactly what I'm looking for. Thank you, buddy. Okay, let's see. Maybe we've got one of each kind.
Hello, friend. Your fleet needs new friends, yes? Our starship would be a fine addition to your fleet.
Why, yes, it would. Another trade vessel. Thank you very much. And if we are lucky and get a industrial one as well, where did it go?
Friend, you have a fine fleet, yes? I think it would be much finer with one more starship.
Perfect. We got our industrial specialist. And the first officer hates robots, apparently. No problem, buddy. We just need you to dig up some rocks. Where is... Oh, wait a second. This has frigate fuel. Might as well grab that real quick. And I think if I hit my boost fast enough, we can actually get out of here before they even respond. Nice. Okay, now let's head back towards that scorching planet. Now we're gonna go and land right next to this save beacon because someone was savvy enough to change it red, which means there's probably something cool here. Yeah, we got a sentinel tower. And somebody, an S-class on their base name there. So that means we probably have like an S-class multi-tool here that we can take back with us after the expedition. Amazing. Oh yeah, we got our big walker there to deal with. Now I think we could just go up to the panel and deactivate everything, but where's the fun in that? Let's see if Phoenix is a mech killer. The good thing about the Sentinel ships is they're good at hovering. If I could just get a good line of sight on you. Hold on. Let's go first person and see what we can do. Oh, we're hitting him. Can't quite see the lasers, we're so close. Let's just blast him. Got all his armor off already. Is that it? I think we killed him. Yep. They should switch over to the ground units. Yep. And all you gotta do is run up to this pillar. And now instead of just killing the walker, we'll kill all the ones around here. Oh gosh, it's getting in my face. These guys are hovering all around me and they're about to blow up. I hope they don't kill me. Okay. Doesn't look like it caused any direct damage to me. They must have wandered off a little bit. And let's see what the weapons technology is. A freaking S-class isotope analyzer. Well, it's broken as heck, but we are definitely going to be taking this back with us because an S-class, you can't leave that behind. This fire planet just reminds me so much of the trailer from Light No Fire where they're flying on the back of their dragon. I have to expect to see a big signal tower. The lights of Gondor have been lit. So the thing I'm doing now is we need to find a few more checkpoints anyway. I think it's only 2 for our milestone. And each one of these landing pods will give us a little extra space in our pockets, as well as the tower that we need to unlock for our chart waypoints milestone down there in the bottom right. All these bioluminescent trees and stuff is what was making me think of the signal flares of Gondor. Just unlocked my nano pocket from our drop pod. And then we're looking for the lamppost, the Professor Tomness lamppost. There it is. That's a Narnia reference for anyone who's counting. And once you pop those, you can see now I only need one more. So we'll just quickly do another one of these drop pod maps, and then we'll have another one checked off. Oh, we only need one more animal on this planet as well. Keep our eye out for one more bird. Fly, you fools! I can't stop thinking about the Lord of the Rings. Last drop pod for the milestone. They have added so many of these cool new plants. Like, look at this one up here. Yeah, you can really tell it's one of the new artifacts when it glows like that, when you're scanning it. The old stuff doesn't do that. Wicked. Go ahead and pop off our light post. Signs to nowhere. Let's see what our reward is. We got the Nautilin chamber and all of the upgrades and underwater stuff. Yeah, so this will be to help us with whatever our next objective is probably something on an underwater world. Cool. But just before we leave our little fiery planet here, let's find ourselves a nice little peak to land on and see if I can get lucky and find this last bird that we need for our nanites. Hopefully we'll get lucky. Is there anyone around? Just let the bird spawn in for a second. We're gonna see if there it is. Nice. I had a feeling if we got to a good high mountaintop, we would find the last one. And that's 3 out of 3, so we get 750 nanites. It makes a lot of sense looking around this planet why everybody who evolved on this planet has feathers and can fly. And no, the irony of jumping into Phoenix and taking off has not escaped me. I think the next thing that we want to tick off is just go ahead and pop over to the second rendezvous. And we've arrived in the Balsal system. And this right in front of me actually looks like potentially an airless planet. You can tell by that sort of weird outline of the atmosphere because there's like nothing there. Forsaken? Let's go check that out. I think that would make a lot of sense if they gave us an airless planet in the second rendezvous for our picture milestone. Yeah, there is no atmospheric resistance. Look at the meteorite falling as well. Cool. So that's how you can tell this is an airless planet. All right, well, let's just pop out here, take a quick photo, and we'll be on our way. See if I can get a little air here. On the airless worlds, you can actually get really far up. I'm gonna see if I can make a pose. Oh gosh, nearly broke my legs. Let me try this one more time. I'm gonna try to jump up into the air and do a point sort of at the camera. And that way it looks like I'm really big. We're gonna play with perspective. Hold on, see if I can catch it. All right, I caught it. And see, now I can make myself look like I'm standing, like I'm huge. Look how big I am. I'm a giant. All right, let's see if we can snap this where it looks kind of decent. And then I will go on to the rendezvous. Grand tour completed. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, I've never died in an expedition before, guys. What happens? What happens if you die in an expedition? Do I have to start it over? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, thank goodness. Death by high-speed ground impact. High-speed ground impact. Well, guys, now you know. Don't jump out in an airless world and break both your legs. Thankfully, I came right out next to my grave, so it's got all of my stuff in it. Wow. That was lucky. Thank God. I almost died. Oh gosh, this is the picture I should have taken. That looks really good. I like the smoke coming out of my backpack from the refiner going as well. And the Grand Tour actually took my life. It gives us some decorative base parts, turquoise paint, freighter customization. Thank God we have turquoise. I don't know what we would have done without it, boys. Now we just need to make it over to the rendezvous, which is still marked over there. Let's go and grab our ship. There's no real reason to call her over to us. We might as well just leap over back to her while all of our stuff unlocks. Man, they've given us a whole bunch of blueprints. You could really make a fancy freighter base, but since I just plan on going back to our main save, I'm probably not gonna get into building up the base too much on our freighter. Man, I love the maneuverability Phoenix has. It is so fun just zipping around, and on airless worlds, being able to take off and not have any air resistance, such a cool thing that the developers left in the game. I love it. One thing that really is disappointing is that the planets don't spin, and the reason why is early testers got confused when they took off from the planet and then they would return to the planet and it was something different underneath them. I mean, I feel like we would have figured it out after a minute, Hello Games. You can trust us to not be idiots. And another storm miraculously whips up as soon as we get near the planet. Might as well duck into this little shelter here and see what's going on. I had trouble landing. This is actually a planet with floating islands, but it wouldn't let me land on any of them for some reason. Hey, Entity Sasso, what's going on? As I approach the electronic life form, they instinctively start to analyze me from head to foot. They chitter animatedly, their head tilted to one side.
Papagenitive, Ukalit, Zinavit, Ulamafasaj, Palak Savi Onak Research.
I meme that I know little of their kind or how they communicate. In response, the lights in their max flash a repeating series of 3, building in intensity. Well, let's give them the most rare thing I've got in my pocket. The electronic life form's lights blaze with intensity. My offering was clearly what they were hoping for. They rest their silicon hand on my visor and thank me with the gift of language. And he just taught us traveler, so he basically patted me on the head and told me my own name. Let's go ahead and see what this will reveal. We get a little math problem. Let's see, 27 was at the end, so 27 should be in the middle with 3 at the end. So that's the second one. Sweet, so we should get some sort of distress beacon, or it'll mark a ancient ruin or something like that. Looks like the rendezvous point is not very far away from this building, but they've marked a ancient ruin on the next planet over. I think that's the planet we just left. Let's see what's back here in the back room. What you hiding? Ooh, you got yourself a little workshop back here? You've been experimenting on the Sentinel dogs, huh? All right. Okay, catch you later, Entity Sasso. I didn't steal all the stuff out of your back room. I mean, oh gosh, you got bullets in here? Let's get out of here before he gets violent. What a pretty rendezvous world. The floating island worlds are always my favorite. Oh, we got some big old birds up here. Let me just see if I can scan these. Look out, Beat Boop. And we're only like 200 or 300 U away from the actual rendezvous. And I love running around on these floating island planets. Look at this great reveal. And I think I can see the monolith over here, or the portal actually. All of our rendezvous have been at portals so far, haven't they? Great backdrop. We'll just run through the center. And we'll get a nice little selfie on this side. I'll go ahead and charge this up just so that we get the full effect. We don't have any glyphs to actually activate it to go anywhere, but at least this way we'll get a little bit better background to our screenshot. Wait a second. It's not activating. What went wrong? Ah, glyph 7 only has 95% on it. Sneaky little bugger. Those 1 cobalt in you. And now, yeah, the pillars kind of levitate. See, we don't have any of the glyphs that we would need to actually activate the portal and use it, but it does look a lot cooler all lit up like this. And that's Rendezvous 2 complete. Let's see what we unlocked. Some space in our pockets. I'll go ahead and take advantage of those. We got 5 or 6 of them. Nice. What else do we get? 1,000 nanites, some quicksilver. Cool. What have I got hiding over here in this storm? Oh, some butterflies in the wind. Let's get Phoenix in here, and we can go ahead and probably jump on to the next rendezvous. I don't think there's a whole lot of small ones for us to tick off, but I'll check before we leave the system. Good thing I looked. We have this discover an ancient ruin, and that's exactly what the observatory marked for us just a minute ago. I knew it was a good idea to stop by there. And you gotta love that the Redux milestones are so short. We only gotta do 1 of these. So if you haven't ever done an ancient ruin before, I guess I'll walk you through how it works. The first thing we're gonna need to do is dig up a few keys, because whoever was running these ancient ruins was horrible at security. Actually, this isn't one of the ones that has the buried keys at all, is it? This one just has the word stones and maybe a monolith or something that we can talk to up there. Oh gosh.
Corvex, 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 nudie, nudie, nudie.
We're looking straight at my thong. Excuse me, guys. I did not mean to do that. We'll go ahead and accept the knowledge of the Corvex entity. There might be a milestone for learning words as well. I'm not sure. I'm trying to do a better job of reading all of these milestones as we go along, guys. And we are doing, I think, a little bit better, you know, kind of staying on task. But guys, I am who I am, you know, I can't help it. I got to play with my pets. I got to get distracted all the time. It's just how I roll. Look out, Mr. Krabs. There's a radiation cloud coming. Don't get cooked. Now, there should be at least one more knowledge stone. Here we go. And then there'll be the monolith over here, which will hopefully trigger our ancient ruin. The ancient marker hums at a frequency that burrows deep into my being, filling me with the voices of Corvex echoes.
Knowledge paves the way to the understanding of probability. The Atlas spoke in fragments. The Atlas interfaces are their shadows. The monoliths are their scattered children. Together they convey the wisdom of the infinite. They must be understood.
I'm gonna go ahead and choose knowledge of the past, but I've not seen this dosimer reading one before. That might be something that comes up later in the expedition. But I'm actually gonna use this building now to point us to the one I thought we were going at before, where we uncover the keys and unlock a sort of hidden chest. The chests are actually kind of an RNG thing as well. You never really know what you're gonna get out of them. So let's pop over and just see what we got. And I really just kind of love flying over the topography with Phoenix. I'm just in love with our new ship, guys. I can't tell you how happy this makes me. So you see how this one's all sort of busted up and half buried? We're gonna have some chests that we can excavate. Sometimes the ones over here are also close to the surface. Not close enough this time. So we got our little box here that has no security whatsoever. We didn't have to pick that lock or anything, and it's got this old key in there. I'll go ahead and uncover a little bit of the building so you can see what it looks like. Here's another little box. Complete. It was already open, to be fair. We could have just reached in and grabbed the key out. We didn't even have to open it. And then we need one more. We'll just work our way over to this one on this side. I need the silicate powder anyway. I want to make some windows and stuff for our freighter base as soon as we unlock that. There we go. Come here, Walker. There we go. We only got 2 more animals on this planet, a flying and an underground. Well, screw that. We are not gonna crawl into caves today. So now that I've got 3 keys, I can just dig out the big old crate in the center. And this one here, we only need 3 keys. There's usually 4 around the area. They just give you the extra one, I guess, just in case one of them bugs out or something. And then we'll get some random artifact or treasure. Gleaming bullion. All right. It has a family crest on some bullion. So grandma's secret recipe. Nearly ran off without unlocking our milestone. Nameless History gives us a powerful underwater upgrade, as well as some Viking manuscripts. Let's see what that is. So this manuscript is full of small, delicate blemishes. Tiny crinkled circles litter every page as if the paper had been stained by tears. So it must be about something pretty sad. And they're giving us loads of this underwater stuff for the last couple of milestones. So they must be, for sure, they're encouraging us to go underwater somewhere on one of the next worlds. Probably there's a check-in or something like that at the bottom of an ocean. I hope so. I love it when they do that. All right, guys, the sun came up while I was having a sandwich, but now we're ready to go. I'm fully fueled and ready. We're being hailed. What's going on? A trade frequency. This guy's looking to buy something.
Lemony Nist, Isray, Edgar, Everus, Ados, Ivu, Corvex is fatal, Photon entity.
All right, buddy. Listen, I just picked up some hot items you might be interested in. I don't have any of my normal edibles for sale, but I do have this gleaming bullion for nearly 1 million credits, which is 100% worth it. And then I'm just going to sell off some of this other junk, and we might as well get rid of these Viking reports as well, these tear-stained reports of God knows what. And now we can call back in our freighter. It'll have our big old fleet around it now. Oh, our invisible ghost fleet. Oh, well. Sometimes they don't load in. Okay, well, our trader vessel loaded in there. The other ones don't want to show themselves. They got their cloak on. So let's see how many milestones we can tick off real quick inside the base here. I should have all of the materials we need for the couple of things that we couldn't do the last time I tried to do this. I still don't have any windows, it's driving me a little bit crazy. But we do have everything we need for the orbital exocraft materializer, except for warp cells. 1 second. Okay, here we go. And now, perfect. We've unlocked our milestone for drop protocol. So what that does is basically allow you to call in your exocrafts anywhere in a system where your freighter is. And that officially finishes the phase 1 of the Redux. Okay. We're really lagging behind on actually finishing up the phases. So they're giving us our refiner room, scanner room, the portal, all sorts of stuff. And what do we get for phase 1? The reality glitch trail customization. So I think that's a backpack upgrade. Nice. Now, where else can I build onto our base? We're kind of constricted here. I love this little pillar with its spinny globe on the top. And I think we can build out from this wall here on my right. Yeah. Perfect. So this exocraft summoner that we just built and this other storage module here, we can just grab these and yank them over to the other side, which will open up some space. So they'll link together and look a little bit better if I move them around. So let's pop this back over on this side. There we go. And then that gives us a little bit more space where we can start putting in these new modules that we need to unlock, or that just unlocked that we now need to build. So I'll put this one as well and pop it over here somewhere. Where does it look good? That looks all right. It gives us another little access doorway here with a little, at least we got some windows, you know, not zero. I wish I had a lot more. I bet some people are building some really awesome bases, but I'm running so far behind on this expedition already. I need to finish it up before we run out of time. So I'm just trying to find places I can put this stuff in. Where can we put our scanner room? Come on. I need an empty wall. There we go. Nice. Now at least we got that in. And Farseer. Hey, buddy, look out. You're running into me. What do we get for Farseer? Rude? All right, I forgive you. So we get some Starship inventory slots, which I will take back with us, as well as some other upgrades for our Starship. We even got a stack of planetary charts, so I'm sure that's going to be important soon. We'll go ahead and try out our table here, see if there's anything interesting. The smallest planet we discovered. For some reason, they popped these into our freighter inventory, but let's go ahead and pop one. And it's going to send us to a distress signal, which is part of the interstellar rescue milestone. So somewhere out there, someone has gotten into some trouble, and we're going to go see if we can help them out. Before we take out for the freighter, though, let's see if we can send off any of our expeditions. We need to get 3 of them in flight as soon as possible, and we want to do ones that don't take a lot of fuel and won't take forever. So this is only 5 hours long, and we can go ahead and pop both of our trade vessels on that one. I don't think we want to send on anything else just for the fuel reasons, because that's a 3-star on a 2-star. That's plenty. This one is 20 hours, but we know some exploration. So at least that's 2 on a 2-star. good enough. And these two down here are the longest, at 25 and 26 hours, plus they're 2 stars each. So we'll do the balanced one for 20 hours. And I know we don't have enough fuel to send everything, but let's see how much it would cost. We need 450 tons, and we have currently nothing. All right, and we need to unlock the blueprints for the frigate fuel as well. Luckily, it's really easy to unlock those. You just need to talk to one of your missions, since we've already sent a few of them out, and then it will let us know, oh, we can see that you're communicating to your missions. You don't have the frigate fuel plans, and that's what unlocks them. Now, hopefully we don't have any dihydrogen. Dang it! Well, perfect opportunity. We need to go over to this planet right next to us anyway for the distress beacon. And this gives us a reason to jump down and grab the dihydrogen we need to get those missions underway. Because it's going to take 20 hours, and this is over in like 48. So I'm really actually a little nervous about whether or not I'm going to be able to finish this in time now. I'm glad that they made one of these stranded pilots a milestone, though, because honestly, it's one of the most fun parts of my main save game, is going and rescuing these guys. I use the tower at our settlement to scan for distress beacons every day, and it's a lot of fun. It's just part of the daily routine.
Traveler, Edgar is Inskulab Hakshnana.
This Corvex, presumably the pilot of the nearby ship, observes their vessel from a wary distance. They oscillate awkwardly, apparently conflicted between desire to approach the ship and a fear for their own safety. We can help you out, buddy. He softly alarms, but gives us permission to look at his ship. What is with this guy? And sometimes there's a funny story about what happened. The ship's hull appears intact, but it is evident that something is very wrong. The vessel rattles ominously, and an unhealthy clicking sound echoes around the launch thruster. I locate the source of the clicking sound and gingerly reach into a repair hatch to attend the volatile component. I am momentarily blinded by a discharge of light and heat. Pain flashes through me. The explosion does not seem to have done any permanent damage, and the ship is now repaired. No wonder he was nervous. That was some sort of EMP burst or something. Buddy! Operator Entity Lodar seems thankful to see me alive. The blast that merely singed me would have no doubt have proven fatal to their electronic shell. They thanked me, deftly repairing the damage to my suit before setting off. All right, buddy, I guess you did give me a soft warning. Oh gosh, some of these pilots are really janky when they take off. I've seen ones that just plowed straight into the ground. At least he made it away. Now let's pop this one and see what we get. Recovered item ×3. Supreme movement system. I've not seen a recovered item. We might as well pop these upgrade circuits into our staff, because we have no room to put anything in there right now, and at least that way we'll be able to look through the upgrades that we get and take the best ones back home with us. Now, you thought I was going to forget, and I have to admit I almost did, but we're going to run around and get a little bit of dihydrogen so we can send off that last expedition that we need to when we get back to our freighter. And that should be enough fuel, I believe. But I was thinking, while I'm on this gorgeous floating island planet, why not go ahead and scan 10 plants? I have just not been focused on plants at all. I love scanning the animals, seeing what strange and wonderful things we can find in the worlds of No Man's Sky, like these bally boys. But there's loads of plants around here, and so this shouldn't take too long. Oh, we've got a interplanetary data center over here. Cool looking ship as well, coming into land. Oh, I was trying to see. Oh, I couldn't quite make it out. I wanted to see what class it was. Might as well make our way towards this data center. And it looks like we might have to actually get down into the water or caves to get as many as we need. But as long as I keep finding stuff, I'll keep looking around. Some cool little butterfly moths. Weird. They looked tiny, but they were the swarms, you know? Usually it's insects and stuff that turn into swarms, but that was a swarm of tiny bats. It's horrifying. I'm not finding any new trees or bushes up here on the shoreline, so let's take a little dip in this pink ocean and see what we can find down here. We'll definitely get some new fish and stuff, but hopefully there's some plants down here somewhere. Ooh, cool looking fishies, or what are these, otters? Dinosaur looking otters. And some kind of big mouth bass fish. Here's what we're looking for, though, is the plants. For some reason, that kelpie weed down there isn't giving me anything. We only got these little sticks. What do you guys eat? There's no plants down here. We got some more animals over here. Oh, wait. These guys count as plants. They look like mines, but they're not. They're organic. What have you got over there? Some cool looking ray. These fish seem to interact with each other a lot more. Like the larger fish chase the small fish. You can even see the predator ones eating sometimes the smaller ones. They actually turn into a little puff of blood and stuff, so you know they're actually eating them when they disappear. Come on. Couple more pieces of kelp and seaweed and we're there. 4 more is all we need. Anything else good down here? I don't think we're gonna find any more fish. And I think I've got all the variations it's gonna give me. Wait a second. There's something pulsating over there. Some kind of fungus growing. What is this? Oh, we've got ourselves an underwater cave, boys. There might be some special plants down here. Come on, I only need 3 more. That's a nice piece of weird kelp. 2 more. 2 more. Just give me a mushroom. Give me something. That's the thing that was sticking up above. There's freaking geysers everywhere down here. Come on. Sometimes they'll look the same, but technically it's a new scan because it's a slightly different hybrid with a little bit different resources or something. 2 more. That's all I need. Nothing? No? Dang it. Okay, we only need 2 more plants. Rather than wasting a lot of time looking around here for the bush somewhere in a cave that I haven't quite scanned yet, let's just leave our beautiful island planet here and we'll zip over to the next one over and just scan the first 2 plants we come across. It should be easy enough. So the next planet over was this fungal world, which is pretty lucky because usually the fungal worlds are going to be covered in 1,000 different kinds of mushrooms, and we shouldn't have any problem finding 2 to scan. Somebody's got a little starter base here. Might as well land next to it and see if it's got anything we can scavenge. Looks like it's got a pretty basic setup on the first floor and nothing on the second floor. Maybe it's still a work in progress or they just didn't upload it when they were done. One of the things you got to remember is just because you uploaded your base, it doesn't mean that it constantly uploads all the new things you're adding to it. You got to re-upload it if you want people to be able to get things out of it anyway. And 2 mushrooms were no problem, just like I thought. The engine of life. Pretty cool. I like the way they named the milestones in this expedition. We got a double cultivation chamber. Finally, we needed to build one of those, along with supreme scanning upgrades. And, oh gosh, look out for the radiation cloud. Man, sometimes it tries to mess you up. Like, it killed me when it unlocked the milestone while I was falling, and then I smacked into the ground and died. It doesn't seem really fair to be trapped in a menu and then, like, they spawn a toxic cloud on you and it kills you while you're listening to the unlocks and it won't let you go through it, you know? So let's get back over to our freighter. We can now install the double cultivation unit, which will give us some more unlocks for the next milestone, and for sure send off our expedition because we got to get that done before I can wrap this up. Okay, let's just run back up here, get these sent off, and wait a second. Look at the ships that have landed. I think these are the ones that were flying around on the planet down there. We got double boys here. I love this look. The needle nose fighter ship with especially the seagull wings, I think, or the gull wings are the best. Only a B class. What would we have to pay to have it? I almost want to be able to take this back with us, but we can't quite afford it. Oh, I could exchange it, but there's no way I'm getting rid of Phoenix. Dang it. Okay, let's not mess around with that too much. I need to get this last mission out of here. I was almost thinking about trying to go find some ship to sell and then get that ship in some way bring it back with us, but that's just too much. We got to get this balanced expedition out the door. Now, do I have enough to send everything? The support one should actually reduce the fuel cost. So yeah, we're only at 400 instead of 450. Nice. Now, just to build a double cultivation chamber and frick, I need shit. I need fecium. Okay. I think the easiest way to get that is going to be to refine some mordite or something like that. What else can we do while we're trying to find some animals? Now, we also need to build the teleportation chamber, but we need antimatter, which I can make, and an amino chamber, which, to make the amino chamber, we need chlorine. So we've got to find a water world or some salt somewhere for that. Dang it! And I know I said we weren't going to be using these salvage frigate modules, but I've got to unlock the window. You know me, I need to be able to put some windows up, and we need to fix that situation ASAP. The other thing that I think we ought to get is the nutrition room. I think we need to continue the proud tradition of making bone milk in every expedition. Thankfully, this one's easy enough to make, and now we can refine our bone nuggets from our pet into some delicious bone milk. Yum, 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 yum. Our goals here are to find fecium and at least some salt or chlorine. That'll give us the stuff we need to finish up our 2 chambers that we need to build. Now, the first thing is we've got a load of animals around. Now, we could mow all these guys down, take their mordite, and refine that into fecium. But what I'm gonna try to do first, I'm trying to be a nice guy, and we're gonna just try to feed as many of these guys as we can, even the tentacle guys. Can we feed the tentacle guys? No? All right, but these other dudes are happy to take our pellets, and we'll just gather ourselves up a little group of them. They kind of follow you around once you start feeding them, and we'll collect their fecium as they drop it, and we'll collect your scans. Why not? Some of these guys might give us some more milk as well. All right, I've used almost all of my creature pellets. Which one of you guys has started having your bowel movements? This seems to be the other thing that I end up doing on every single expedition is collecting poo. That goes back to before this character, to almost a year ago. Oh yay, my first big pile of steaming treasure. And we got 19 fecium from that pile. Guys, y'all are like guarding it. Quit sitting on your poo, I need it. Dude, this is, I know you're like, what are you doing touching that? But I really need it, I promise. It's important, I'm doing important things here. Fine, you guys made it too difficult to do this the nice way. Now I've got to do it by refining your guts into poo. Come here. Can I shoot the tentacle guys? Uh-oh, that one's a mean one. He's coming after me. Oh gosh, and he's friends with the tentacle monsters. They're coming after me. Jesus, that's kind of scary. Can you even kill them? I'm sure they have a hit point, like, pool that I could eventually get through, but it's probably not worth it. We'll just keep, how did you heal so fast? Or are you a different one? All right, now I've got a pocket full of mordite as well as some fecium. That should be all we need. We need to go and check out what's going on up here at the planetary data center because there's a terminal that we can use up here to purchase items, and maybe we'll get lucky and there'll be a amino chamber so we don't have to worry about going and finding chlorine or salt and all that stuff. I'm tired of refining things. Goodness, this terrain has just covered everything up. Dude, you were covered up in a mudslide. Are you okay? Well, I even forgot that you guys offered amino chambers. I thought we were gonna have to get it out of the trade terminal. I will very gladly buy the only one that you have, which is exactly the thing I need. You're very welcome. I'm glad that I was able to help out. Is there anybody else in here that needs help? Okay, this is one unlucky dude. Let's go ahead and make the teleportation chamber and unlock across infinity. Nice. You always want to make sure that you get the teleportation chamber as soon as possible on your freighter. It just makes going from system to system and back to your bases and your settlements so much easier. And we get the technology room expansion plans and construction specialist room. Okay. So if you wanted to continue this as your main save, you would want to do the construction specialist room. That way you can set off all of the missions to do with building up your base and getting your exocraft unlocked and all of that cool stuff. Hopefully I was able to get enough Fecium. Yeah, it was only 25. I probably murdered some animals I didn't need to. All right, so we got the air we breathe, which I imagine is going to be a whole bunch of recipes for plants. Collection of plantable seeds. I knew it. Plus the expansion plans. So they're kind of giving us all the in-between rooms, which don't actually do anything but increase the size of the space. I like using the extra space in my gardens for wonder projectors and putting up fantastical creatures and things like that. Make it look like a weird Narnia garden or something. Now that we've got all of our blueprints, though, I definitely want to use the nip-nip that we found earlier to plant ourselves a nip-nip garden. If we're keeping up with all of the traditions, that's definitely one as well. We gotta have a nip-nip garden in every expedition. In addition to finding poo and bone meal. That's kind of my thing. Oh, you gotta love the smell of nip-nip in the morning. I just woke up and we should have had long enough to have all of our expeditions come back in. Yeah, looks like we got all 3 of them back. These guys had some pretty wild adventures, picked me up some loot along the way and a few, million and a half credits and some nanites. Jesus, that's a tongue twister first thing in the morning. Let's see what these guys found. They were the exploration team. All right, again, some great materials, things we could refine down and sell. But we're not really worried about it. Let's see what our last one. Hey, buddy, I didn't mean to talk to you. The captains sometimes will stand around in here and you can actually rename their ships if you talk to them. It took me a long time to realize that. These are our trade expeditions. Okay, they actually got us a salvage frigate module, which is good. It replaces the one I spent on the windows. And we've unlocked Called by the Stars. That is definitely the most time-consuming. There is a way to sort of jank that mission. You can just send out an expedition, then cancel it, then send them out again, then cancel it. You still use all of the fuel, but it counts. But I like getting all the rewards, and I had just barely enough time to finish this up. I literally have the rest of today, and then the expedition ends. So we're against the clock today, brothers. The next thing we need to do is locate a crashed freighter. And it says we can use a distress signal to find one. And in classic No Man's Sky style, they gave us all the things that we need as rewards for earlier milestones. So we'll just pop that right there. And we're lucky enough that our very first try gave us the freighter that we need. I was a little bit worried that we might have to go through a few of them. The crashed freighters are also one of the coolest things in the game because they give you some awesome lore. You get to find out sort of what was happening. It's the same as the sort of lost freighters that you can get in space. And you even get some decent salvage from them. It's just this is the version you find on planets. Instead of having to unlock the captain's log by going through the entire freighter, though, this one's just right on the outside. Just got to make sure I don't fry while we read this.
Life goes on day after day, delivering after I hope to go home soon. The life of a is not for one like me. Multiple Sentinel energy signatures detected, requiring immediate dropping out of warp. There's the Sentinels. What are they doing? Fighting each other. The Sentinel ships are engaging each other, ignoring us for now. The Sentinels have departed. Their distress signals nearby. Broadcasting 16 on repeat. I'm going to go take a look.
Nice. They don't make us go and search all of the cargo containers. We just go ahead and get the milestone right away. And that is the last one for phase 2. We're starting to tick these things off. Hopefully I'll be able to get all of these pretty quick. But I can't resist looking at least one of these. This one's easy to get into. So we'll just see what we can get out of the first container here. Is it anything good? We got to get the slime out of the way first. I'll go ahead and just tuck that in our pocket. We want to take as many nanites home as we can. And that gave us an unstable gel. So nothing too great, but my gambling spirit cannot be satisfied so easily. Let's go and look and see what's in the next one. Usually there's at least one or two really valuable things in here. Come here, you. Tricky little things like to move around when you grab them. Okay, if some fusion cores. Those are pretty expensive, I think. Now, you can also come back up here instead of going and getting all of the loot boxes and get a second round of lore. Let's see what happened next to our intrepid pilot.
My love, I dive into a black hole tomorrow. I know we agreed not to. I warned them about advisability of such a large vessel moving through the rift, but they are arrogant, vain creatures, are they not? We emerged into the skies above the anomaly. Reality itself has abdicated here. Vast hexagons litter the landscape of this once proud planet, now become the plaything of our unseen foe. I fear I will not be home for time. We drank the water. My love, forgive me.
Okay, so this captain and his Viking crew is what I'm assuming. He was kind of overpowered by the vain, powerful creatures, so that sounds like the Viking. He was sent after the beacon flashing 16 and then followed it into a black hole, which eventually led them to the world of glass, as it always does, and drinking the water, which basically makes you go insane. Thank goodness I have this awesome jump drive, and we can get straight to the next rendezvous right now. I was so excited about getting here, I didn't even unlock our milestone. Falling Giants, Supreme Scanning System upgrade, Salvage Hyperdrive upgrade, a whole bunch of cool stuff. Oh, one of these is an upgrade for our freighter. Amazing. So we'll definitely take the S-Class freighter upgrade back with us. Hell yeah. And what do we get for phase 2? Wayward Cube plans. Fantastic. I think that's the glowy little floating cube guy. Yeah. You can put those in your base and add a little bit of high-tech ambiance. So let's go ahead and pop in our salvage modules. So this one just increases our hyperdrive distance. And this is the one that will help our expeditions. So that would have been helpful if I would have got that before I actually did the expedition milestones. So that increases speed and efficiency. So and that's 12 light years. So awesome upgrades, and we'll just bring all of these back with us at the end of the expedition. Hello Games never disappoints with the rendezvous worlds. We got some cool creatures on this planet. And of course, I have to use the rangefinder and run around in a circle for a second before I can find the portal that we need for the rendezvous check-in. Is it over here? Up to my left? No. Further to my left? It's gonna be somewhere that I just ran past. It's like it literally sends you in a circle. It could, if it was a straight line, I could have gone like 20 feet. Where is it? More to my left? Starting to lock in. Where are you? Up, further to my left. Of course, it was not there a second ago, guys. It was not there. It just appears out of nowhere. At least there wasn't a storm on this world when we got to the portal. So that is phase 3 done. I like to leave it all to the very end and then knock out the last couple of ones in every phase all at once. It's not the best way of doing it, and you miss out on a lot of helpful upgrades along the way that would have definitely been useful. Do I want to use these? Yeah, screw it. We don't really need the extra pocket space in our main game. Might as well get those out of the way and then unlock phase 3. What do we have? Unlock phase 3? No? What did I do wrong? Okay. We need to do some undiscovered planets for phase 4 or just systems. All right, so that's easy enough. what we'll need to do, okay, I guess I did unlock 3 and it just didn't pop up. I'm not crazy, see? This game makes you crazy. In a good way sometimes. Okay, so now we just need to get as far away from the main systems as possible so we can discover 8 systems and then whatever is in phase 5, which is probably going to be some real pain in the butt stuff. But without getting too much in my head about that, let's go ahead and tick off Rendezvous 4, and then we're going to start warping as far as we can out of the main systems so that we can find ourselves a little pocket of undiscovered space. Well, we're lucky so far. No storm has decided to kick up out of nowhere. There's a load of player bases all around the rendezvous point, which is a really good sign that we're in the right spot. What can we see? Is there anyone's cool base we can stop at and show off? Okay, very mountainous terrain again. We'll go ahead and land on this ridge and see which direction the rangefinder sends us in. It's too bad we don't have a Corvette in this expedition because you can do that from inside your ship. So it's 600 U that direction. And there it is. Okay. For once, the rangefinder wasn't useless. That's gotta be a first. Come on, Phoenix. Someone's actually got a save beacon on top of the freaking rendezvous. Pretty much on top of it anyway. We'll just zip on over here to the portal and tick this one off. Let's land right here next to the platform, and we should be able to get this one no problem. Boom. Oh, we gotta get all the way into the center. There we go. Nice. Rendezvous number 4 in the books. Let's go ahead and tick this one off and see what it unlocks. More nanites, more quicksilver, and more inventory slots. Do I want to put these in our pocket? You know what? Let's go ahead and just save those 5 to take it home with us at the end. And before we run off, let's just see how far away Rendezvous 5 is. We might as well stick up with all of our expedition habits and finish off the Rendezvous 5 with loads of stuff still to do. Ooh, weird. Look at that crazy cave formation. Can I fly into this? It almost looks like the shape of my ship. Come on, just real careful. Oh, it won't quite let us land in there. Too bad. Okay, let's see how far away Rendezvous 5 is. With my awesome jump drive, we should hopefully be able to make it all the way there in one go. Nice. And we've got a beautiful purple world with double rainbows and stuff. Gorgeous. Hello Games always picks a really awesome planet for the rendezvous. You can count on that. And look at all the bases and stuff. That double rainbow is awesome. You think if we follow it to the end, we could actually find a leprechaun and some gold? There should be a gold deposit at the bottom of that for sure. Okay, it said the rendezvous is around here somewhere. Oh, this is the floating flower kind of planet. For some reason, it's not letting me land though. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, hey, look. I was trying to land and we accidentally stumbled upon the portal. That is luck for you there, brothers. I tell you, my karma pays out all the time. So let's go over here, pop this one, and that'll be our final rendezvous point. And then we can just tick off whatever the ones that unlock at the end are. The most difficult one is going to be finding 8 systems, but I've got a plan for that. Hopefully we'll be able to do it without too much difficulty. Now let's pop this and see what is the next milestone that unlocks. They'll only unlock one at a time, and hopefully they're not going to be anything that takes me loads and loads of time because we're literally running out of time, guys. I've got a few hours to get this done. What the heck? Why is this? Oh gosh, I fell in a hole. That red star looked like it's floating in the middle of nothing. I guess that's what happens if you build it too close. Yeah, somebody was here and they dug underneath the portal. What in the heck? Well, if I hadn't already scanned all the plants that we need, this would have been a great planet to do it on. Again, sometimes waiting a little bit is actually the right call. Procrastination pays, kids. And this is renamed Bird. Someone was able to rename the animals on the Hello Games planet? Let me scan another one and see if we can see. Bird. Okay. Maybe Hello Games is being hilarious and they're the ones that did that? Because I would think that all the stuff on the Bird. Oh my God. That is so funny. I did not realize this was such a thing on expeditions to rename the animals funny stuff. I've never noticed that, or maybe it's a new thing. That is awesome. And look how cool the planet looks now that the sun went down. The purple Aurora Borealis. Are you freaking kidding me? This is amazing. Now, people have bases all over this place. I bet there's some cool things to check out. God, I'm so tempted. What could it be? What's on this communication center? Can I get to it? Oh gosh, I'm hitting asteroids. Come on, Phoenix. Get me there. Gosh, it really does not want me to lock in on this communication station. Here we go. Now we've got it. What is it gonna be? Watch me get down here and it be absolutely nothing. Now, normally people put these on cool ships, buildings that have an S-class upgrade, something like that. And every now and then, yeah, this is another Sentinel Tower. So I bet you it's got something cool. And yeah, the guy's built his base right next door to it. But we got a superheated storm coming. So maybe we should just take a duck into this guy's little base here and see if he's got anything cool. It looks like he's spent some time on it. Ooh, look at this. Really cozy interior. Amazing job, buddy. Got his little plant growing, all his storage. This is nice. You can kind of see out. See how bad the storm is? You can't loot these. And this is last edited by Burb? Why is everything on this planet Bird? I guess it was this guy who renamed everything? I did not think that was possible. Maybe you just have to be the first person here. Let's not mess around with fighting these guys. We're just gonna come over here to the terminal and see if we can just turn this guy off and then steal his guns. First we shut him down and then we can see what kind of weapons technology we can get out of this thing. Ugh, a B-class freaking nothing burger. All right, well, you can also get some lore out of this, but I'm not gonna take the time today. Let's just move on. I've literally got about 5 hours to finish filming this before the expedition ends. So my plan is find a spot as far away from the center of the galaxy and the expedition path as possible. Once we find an area that is a little bit unexplored, then we can look for systems near whatever our unexplored system is. You'll see what I mean when we get there. Okay, so I've been looking for a minute, but we ended up in an outlaw station, which just got me itching for a fight. We can actually use the bounty master in this station, and we can do some missions that might give us some good rewards to take back to our freighter. We'll just see if they have anything fun. And not some great rewards, but raid a capital ship gives us a cargo bulkhead. That seems like it might work. I've never actually done the capital ship raid, and I'd like to try something out. Hear me out. I want to see if we can actually land on the freighter and demand tribute, or do we have to attack them? This is my first time doing this type of mission, so we'll see what happens. So they immediately know that we're hostile. They have launched some fighters. Or no, actually, they don't know that we're hostile. We haven't actually shot at them. So they're unsuspecting fools. Let's see what happens when I get out of here and see if I can go talk to the freighter captain. Uh-oh. What? The gates have shut and I am floating weightless like I was outside. Does the door still open if I approach it? Yeah, it still opens. Can I go in here? No. This is not right. This is supposed to be where the captain is. Guys, I'm floating in space out here. Can I call my ship? No. Oh no, I may have broken my game again. Okay. I'm back in the hallway. Now I just need to make it back over to my ship and back into it. They've got us locked out of being able to go into the captain's chamber, which was the question I was wondering, because I thought normally you can land on a freighter and go in and talk to the captain and stuff. But now we gotta fight them. Let's go ahead. We gotta destroy all 4 of their cargo pods in order to be successful on this mission. But, you know, I want to actually see what they look like when we blow them up. In my main game save, I normally don't destroy the freighters. I have some sense of, you know, not being a dick, I guess. And we know we're a thief, but we're not a murderer. But in this, since this is sort of a temporary universe that has no long-term consequences for me, morally, we're gonna see what these guys do when they actually explode. So if you're playing this in your main save game and you don't want to actually kill the people on the freighter, you don't have to. At this point, we could fly away. We've won our encounter. But it's not good enough for me. I love the way these cargo pods actually take damage and explode. Look at that. So now we've gotten all of the cargo pods off of this freighter. There's no more loot for us to get. Now it's just bloodlust. We don't have a health bar to tell us how much more HP the ship actually has. So I'm just shooting it where I can see the damage numbers. This seems to be working pretty good. Oh, is that it? I think that did it. Nice. I just had to do the hamster wheel of death. Now, all of the fighters that it launched, you're now witnesses. So we're gonna take you out. Slippery little MFers. Now, one good thing about doing this whole dogfight in a pirate system is the Sentinels can't come in to help these guys out. So they're literally, it's like you or me. We either live or die today, and they watch me one by one taking out their friends. Come on, yes. That's the first one I killed, actually. But I'm coming after you. Come on, who are you? We're Kataga's shimmering forerunner. Gosh, you got a tough haul. Almost. Come on, I'm not gonna let you get away. You're not gonna do that to me. There it is. Come on. Talon of Ratsawa. You're almost down. You guys were running circles around me at first, but now I'm on your butt. You don't try to recharge your shields. Gotcha. And that's the last one. No witnesses. Now we just need to go back over to the station and we can hand in our mission. All right, Bounty Master, I have completed my mission. What do you mean I wasn't supposed to kill all of them? Well, you're still gonna give me my reward even so, or I'll destroy this entire station. Okay, so my plan has been to jump into rare star systems because the rarer it is, you know, the more difficult it is to get into, the less likely it is that it's been discovered by another player. We're about 8 warps in at this point. I've had about 5 space battles. We've collected a bunch of cargo bulkheads for saving different freighters because every hour or so, it spawns in another fight, which tells you how long I've been doing this. First contact. Okay. So somewhere along the way, I did discover one new system, But then I couldn't find any more, and I thought, why not just jump around in the same area? We got a little cluster of purple star systems, which are the most difficult to get into. If I jump into this next system and it's also a first contact, then we can probably assume the others will be too. Heck yeah, first contact, get in. I love it when a plan comes together. And another first contact. Heck yeah, there's pretty much a guarantee that the last two we need will be in this little cluster as well. Or 4 we need? Hold on, is there 4 here? There is exactly 4 here, I think. And this should be number 5. Fantastic, love the ring world as well. Come on, keep my luck going, please. Another one. I'm not even joking, guys. I was warping for so long to find this little cluster of purple stars that hasn't been discovered. I can't believe it. We only need 1 more. Let's go. Where is the next purple star over? We're just jumping from purple star to purple star. Please, 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 please. Yes! Oh gosh, that feels so good to be done with. Okay, so let's pop this off. We get a Supreme Hyperdrive upgrade, some Starship inventory slots we'll take back with us, and a Supreme Mining Beam upgrade that we'll take home as well. And that's our last objective for Phase 4, which gives us the Golden First Spawn Battle Mask customization. Okay, I don't think I had that yet. We might have to make us a little Get character at some point. What is our next Phase 5? Collect flux readings for Nada. That's what was on that ancient ruin earlier. Okay, so we're gonna need to get some planetary charts. Cool. So I picked up a couple of the charts that we need, and we've gotten to our first ancient ruin. So this is just like the one that I found right at the beginning of the episode. There'll be a few knowledge stones, and then some sort of monolith thing that we can touch and get a little bit of lore and get this reading for Nada. I convulse as I reach out and touch the beautiful stone marker, my mind filling with a deadly knowledge of the Gek.
We are the masters of galaxies, the overlords of the cosmos. Each foe will submit with bended knee to the almighty Gek dominion. We are the first spawn. Look upon our works in despair.
Histographical barrier failure detected. Decoding flux frequency. Translated readout follows.
Same patterns. Explorer, skeptic, abandoned. The traveler.
We'll finalize our reading, and that's number 1 of the 3 that we need. All right, I'll just go ahead and do the next 2, and we'll be done with this checkpoint. I think that's probably one of the last things we need to do. Buddy, what is wrong with your head? It actually sent us to a new planet. Look at this broken statue. Dude's got something growing off his chin. Where's the monolith thingy? Oh, well, it's gonna be over on the other side here. This was a really big one. Usually they're a lot smaller than this. As I touch the obelisk, images of the planet's ancient past flood my mind. The terrible beginnings of the Gek have been absorbed into this stone.
All who hear our words know our might. Those who oppose us are broken to our will. Behold the power of the Gek first spawn. Galaxies lie at our feet. We are eternal.
We'll take another dosimeter reading and see if we get a new message, or does it just say the same thing again? Translated readout follows.
The Gek.
The Corvex. We'll finalize our reading. Okay, so we do get a little new message from that one. Let's see what we get in number 3. All right, this one led us to a monolith, like a proper monolith instead of one of those ancient buildings. So let's hope that this still works. If it does, it'll be our last thing to do on this expedition. A small winged creature lands on the top of the monolith. Suddenly its eyes glow red and its head revolves in a full circle. It screams for mercy in an ancient voice that wants death itself. The poor animal has clearly broken its neck and basically is begging me to kill it. But we don't have to make a choice. Let's just take a reading. And we get out of that without having to pass any test. I think you're supposed to kill the bird, but I'm glad we don't have to find out if I'm wrong. Let's see if the translation is anything new.
Same patterns. Explorer, skeptic, abandoned, the traveler.
Okay, so that's the same one that we got in the first one. I wonder if you get different stuff depending on the building you go to. All right, let's go ahead and pop the histography lesson and see what our next objective is. I've only got a few more hours to finish this up, so we really got to get this done. That gives us some more nanites and some living slime that I can refine into more nanites. So it's nanites in 2 different forms. Okay, No Man's Sky, what are you going to make me do next? Acquire the myth beacon. Okay, so we've got to go on to the anomaly and get it at the Quicksilver Synthesis Companion. All right, maybe this is the last thing I need to do, and then I can finally finish. Because the community one here is already done. That's another benefit to doing this kind of late. You got all these player bases to help you along, and anything that requires a whole bunch of community participation, which a lot of times they have something like that, it'll already be done. The only bad part is if I don't finish it up before the timer runs out. And we're back here at our little buddy, and we can buy a myth beacon. That's why they were giving us so much of that Quicksilver along the way. Now we just need to find a place to deploy this little fricker, which I have no idea how to do. Hopefully it'll tell me something in the unlock. Let's check our expedition unlock here. We got some more nanites and even more residual goop, which we can refine into more nanites. So they're really stuffing your pockets full of nanites here at the end. So we got to find a suitable site for deployment of the myth beacon. What the heck does that even mean? Deploy the myth beacon and track this renegade echo. Something in the galaxy map. Okay, so at least maybe we've got a marker that we can follow when we get out here to the galaxy map. It'll tell us our current mission target. Hopefully that'll lead us the right way. Yeah, current mission is showing a target lock. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it in one jump. It seems like it's a really far ways away. Might take a couple, but it shouldn't take too long. All right, even with our massive upgrades to our hyperdrive, this took about 7 warps. That is crazy that they put it that far away from the main area. Also, I was kind of out in the middle of nowhere doing that discovering planet stuff or systems. Maybe that was why. Anyway, we're here at last. Baby, we are here at last. Somebody's got their base right next to where the marker is telling us to get out. But look, they've got a big help sign next to their base. And it says derelict freighter, so maybe they're soliciting help with finding the crashed freighter mission. Maybe they were stuck on it and they're about to run out of time, just like me. I feel you, buddy. If I could help, I would. Do you have a place for me to leave you a message? What the heck is this? I've never even seen a building like this before. Is there a way to get inside? No? Well, man, I can see you've got power and stuff going to this. What am I missing? Okay. I have no idea what that's supposed to do. And we've made it to our histographical beacon. Look at that. It's one of these weird anomaly portal things. Oh gosh, I ran to the wrong side. There's a little panel over here, and if you walk up to it in a normal game, it'll give you some lore about, you know, the Atlas and the Sentinels and everything. But let's see what it says today.
Download your data. Subroutine Sentinel dispatched to intervene in lifeform. Designate war. Removal from history. Continuation. Eradicate species. Do not return.
Yeah, the messages in these are pretty cryptic. You need to get a whole bunch of them and sort of put them all together. But That didn't actually trigger what we needed. Why are you not working? Oh, I'm supposed to deploy it, locate it in my inventory, and hit square. Son of a frick. I never read, guys. I'm so dyslexic. Okay, that was like a slow scan. Echo through the ages. Deploy the myth beacon. All right. And I guess that is going to be what calls in the Normandy. Where is it? Where are you? I can hear you. This is supposed to be an epic reveal. Where are you? Come here, Phoenix. Let's see if we can find our ship. Make contact with the ship. Oh man, look at that. Amazing, and they're gonna hail us. I already have the Normandy in our main save, but this is so cool. I forgot how awesome this actually looks. The call was made. The call was answered. The weapon is yours for Paragon or Renegade intent. All right, so we can basically do whatever we want with it, just like our organic freighters and stuff like that, or frigates. I'm literally down to something like 45 minutes to wrap this up, or else we're gonna run out of time to claim our rewards. So let's get this done. We'll add you to our fleet. Look at that S-class, awesome freaking ship. See you in our main save, Normandy. Now, we just need to finish popping open our rewards and get back onto the anomaly. There it is, brothers. Echo through the ages, more nanites, more runaway mold. I guess I'm gonna have to spend at least 30 minutes refining everything down so that we can take everything back with us. Let's go ahead and land on this guy's little base here. Pop our last one there. More nanites, more viscous fluids. Nice. This is actually going to be a load of nanites for us to take back after the expedition so that maybe we can upgrade Phoenix to an S-class. That would be nice. Pop the very last one. And of course, this guy has stuff in his refiner and stuff. We got some oxygen here. Now that I don't need anything, I'm going to find everything in the world. They've got some cool garden domes, but nothing in them, which makes me think that they probably didn't upload their base after they were done planting their plants. But I will take your copper because everything in our pockets will either turn into nanites or cash. Oh my God, we're cutting this so close. I got like 15 minutes to get over here and do this. Holy crap, I've never cut it this close before. So at the end of the expedition, you get back over here into your safety deposit box, and we're gonna empty out our pockets. What's going on? Oh no. Oh no, did I run out of time? Did I mess up my calculations somehow? What's wrong here? I've done everything. I've unlocked everything. Oh God. Oh yes, please finish. Please finish, please finish, please finish. Okay. Now you're gonna let me empty my pockets, right? You're gonna let me empty my pockets. Oh, thank God. Okay, I've got all of our major resources back, all of our upgrades and things that we picked up along the way, 11 cargo bulkhead upgrades, which I'm really looking forward to putting in our pirate juggernaut as soon as we get home. Let's finish this expedition before I frickin' lose my mind because this won't let me get out of here. Woohoo! That's it. Oh, it's good to watch those tick off. I've been sitting here worried this whole time that I screwed up and it's gonna say, nope, you messed up and you didn't finish. Somehow I've got to get on a better schedule. But we've got a pretty good pile of money and yeah, 20,000 nanites. How many are we gonna get to? I think we need something like 25 or 30. Yeah. We should at least be able to upgrade something, either Judy or Phoenix. And with all of the runaway mold that I've got as well, we're gonna have an S-class Judy and multi-tool pretty quick. Well, guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of the episode. This is probably going to be kind of a long one. If you made it this far, please consider leaving a like, a hype, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I don't care if you do or not, though, because I'm having so much fun. I'm going to keep making these videos no matter what you do. And I'll see you on the next episode of Cozy Man Sky.